Okay, so Cheesy the Wizard. Cheesy. Here we go. It's gonna be crazy. Right, it's generating the story, everyone. Get ready. You are Cheesy, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a staff and a spellbook. You finish your long journey and finally arrive at the ruin you've been looking for. You have come here searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. You look around and see only one entrance to the ruins, a huge hole in the wall, probably from some sort of explosion. You look down into it and see a large pile of rocks and rubble leading down into the darkness. Interesting. So what do we want to do? If someone has 50 points, maybe I've got a feeling 50 points to do this might be too much. People might just use all of theirs up. I don't know. But let's just see how it goes. So what do you want to do, chat? We've been on a long journey to these ruins. We're here at the ruins with our staff and our spellbook, and we're searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. Okay. You look around and see only one entrance, a huge hole in the wall, probably from some sort of explosion. Hi Direwolf, Mikhail. Yeah, this is AI Dungeon, and it's a text adventure which is totally generated by an online AI system thing. So it runs on the internet. Oh, you're worried about putting the wrong thing. Okay, let's just say go through the hole, into the ruins. Let's do that. Timebound, I refunded your nods, so you should get them back. All right, you walk through the hole and find yourself in a hallway. You walk along it and find another room, this one with 3 doors. One is iron, one is wooden, and one is blocked off by rocks and rubble. This is great. This is like a fighting fantasy game book, which we always seems to be talking about them on our channel. Okay, there are redemptions happening. Let's see. So Engelbert Wolf. Oh no, Noise Chant. You just tried to name the character. I'm going to refund that because we can't do it. All right, so Emma has chosen go through the iron door. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to go through the iron door. Right. Go through the iron door. See, the reason it takes a while to do it is because it's going off to the internet and generating what happens next. You try to open the iron door and find that it is locked. You take out your lockpick and try to unlock it, but you set off a trap. Okay, now this is where things get kind of weird because you see it hasn't told us what the trap actually is or what it's doing. Yeah, thanks, Emma. All right, shall we just say dodge the trap? Oh, hi, Jess. Yeah, no worries. That's probably a good thing to take a break from Twitch now and then. Let's see. Dodge. Let's just go with dodge the trap, right? Because no one wants to just stay standing there. Hi, Flamingo Josie. Welcome. See what happens. You dodge the trap. You successfully dodge the trap. Phew. You pick the lock on the door and go through it, entering a room with a strange machine in it. You have no idea what it does, but it looks cool. Shall we examine the machine? Let's examine the machine, and then someone should tell me after that what to do. Okay. Examine the machine. I've drunk nearly a pint of water already. I always get such a dry throat when I'm talking on the stream. Don't worry, Noise Chant. In this game, you can literally do anything. You can tell me to do anything you want. So you walk over to the machine and examine it. It's currently turned off. Oh, so Emma's going again. Turn machine on. I think it's a good thing I lowered the cost of the reward. All right, turn the machine on. Just thinking about it. As you turn the machine on, you see a strange green glow coming from the top of it. You try to leave the room through the door you entered, but find it is locked again. Okay, so the machine has started glowing. What do we want to do? Oh, let's see. Someone's redeemed something. Let me see. So Flamingo Josie's request is do the worst choice possible for the whole game. All right. We can do the worst. Should we do the worst choice possible for this right now? Why don't we stick our head inside the green glow? All right. Let's do put my head inside the green glow coming from the machine. Let's see what happens. So Vamsnake, yeah, you can just tell me tell me anything you want to do, and I'll just do it, and it will react to it because it's this AI. It's not a game on my hard drive. It's actually a server on the internet. You put your head inside the green glow. This is Flamingo Josie. This is your fault. And then you feel it, all your knowledge being sucked out of you. After a few minutes, you feel your head getting bigger. I've unlocked more knowledge. That's great. We're now more intelligent. All right. So that's what the machine did. But remember, the door is locked that we came in by. So now we've used this machine, which has made us more intelligent, but we're still locked in this room with the machine. Does anyone have any ideas about how we can get out of this locked room? And Jess, thanks for hosting. Cheesy has a massive head now, like from Theme Hospital. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that weird disease people get in that. Yeah, so your head is literally bigger. We're a wizard called Cheesy with a big head. And Flamingo Josie, thanks for the host. So let's see. Mia Dan says use wizard powers to unlock the door. Okay, that's a good idea. Right. So let's. So shall I say cast an unlocking spell? Cast an unlock spell on the door. On the locked door. Sometimes you have to be quite specific so it doesn't get confused and do something crazy. Oh, you open the door and go through it into another room with a strange machine in it. You've unlocked more knowledge about these machines, so you examine this one. You walk over to the machine and examine it. Have you noticed, right? We just unlocked the door that we came through, but when we went through, we didn't go back into that room with 3 doors. It led to a different room with another strange machine. Okay, so you examine the machine. All right, it says we're examining it, but let's see. Let's just say take a very close look at the machine. Oh, Direwolf Mikhail. Ah, that's a good point. I should in a second I'll change the layout so that you can see the web address up at the top there. You take a very close look at the machine. You notice that it is not plugged in. This is a fantasy, like kind of medieval fantasy setting. You plug it in and hear it come to life as the glow at the top brightens. Okay, so this one is glowing as well. All right, let me just sort that out so you can see where the web address is. And how do I do that? Give me 1 second. Here we go. That's it there. So now if I just change this a little bit, there you go. And then that Streamlabs lo-fi playlist thing could go like, well, we've had it. We've credited him enough. he's had his 15 minutes of fame on my channel. All right, so we got another machine in this new room and it's not plugged in. Let's see who was first. Klaus Lover says turn the machine on, and Mia Dan says break the machine. So I'm gonna go with what Klaus Lover said because that happened first, and then we will break the machine after whatever happens. Okay. Oh no, the machine is turned on already. Sorry about that. I should have rejected it and refunded it. All right, so who said break the machine? Mia Dan said break the machine, okay? And so did Vamsnake. I'm gonna redeem Mia Dan's one and refund Vamsnake's points because it's the same thing anyway. All right, so let's say break the machine. You break the machine as the knowledge has been sucked out of you and you are no longer needed. I've destroyed a machine, says Cheesy. Oh, I should say, yeah, you can speak. If I click on this thing here, it changes to say, and then you can type stuff in that you want to say. And then you've got this weird thing where you can actually just take over the AI and tell the story, tell what the game what it should do next. But let's stick with do and say for now. So let's see. Noise chant. You can't direct me in real life. Only Cheesy in the game. But good try. Okay. So the machine is broken now. Has anyone got any ideas? We'll never know what happened there. Sometimes it literally just does not make any sense whatsoever, this game, and you just have to kind of direct it a bit yourself. So let's see. We're in this room. There is a door, but the door we assume leads back to where we were before. Let's try going through the door. Let's leave the machine. Go through the door. You go through the door and see a chest with a key sitting on top of it. A key. I wonder if it would open that door over there. Hang on, let's just check where we are. Look around the room. Sometimes I can't tell if it even is sort of recording what happened 1 second ago. You look around the room, you see a machine in the corner. It looks like it is of great value and you know how to operate it. You walk over to the machine and examine it. What is it about these machines? I think the AI has kind of got fixated on machinery. But there is a chest in this room with a key on top of it. Let's see, someone's redeemed something. Vamsnake says open the chest. All right, let's do that. Open the chest. You open the chest and find it filled to the brim with gold coins. You look at them and wonder if they're worth anything. Then you remember that you are dead and don't need money. I don't understand this. This is really weird. This is like the advanced AI version of the game. Yeah, why is Cheesy dead? We haven't died. Let's just ignore that. All right, open the chest to receive a golden egg, says Miss Klaus. Let's do that. Let's see what happens when we do that. So, let's say take a golden. Let's say find a golden egg inside the chest and take it. And Vamsnake says take all the gold as well. Let's do that. We'll do that next. You find a golden egg inside the chest and take it. I've taken something of value, says Cheesy. You leave the room through the door and see another room with a strange machine in it. We got to get away from these machines. But anyway, we're going to go. Don't worry, we are going to take the gold from the chest. All right. Go into the room with the chest and take all the gold from it. Yeah, sometimes this game, it just makes just bizarre random, it says the weirdest things that don't make any sense. You go into the room with the chest and take all the gold from it. You find a golden egg inside and take it. I've taken something of value. Again, it's like we found another golden egg. Maybe there's quite a bit of delay on the stream today as well. I don't know. I'm in low latency mode, so basically I've lowered the delay as much as I can. Hopefully it's all right. So we've now got 2 golden eggs. We've put them in pockets in our robe, and we've got all the gold. We're carrying all that gold. There's this. What do we want to do? Do we want to go to the new machine, or do we want to try and get out of this like area of the ruins and try and, I don't know, discover some new place to go to? What do people think? Oh, here we go. Oh, there's everyone's saying stuff. All right, so Klaus Lover 124 says destroy all the gold. Let's do that. How? Well, how? How can I destroy the gold, Klaus Lover? Just tell me in the chat. Describe how you would destroy a load of gold coins. And I can see Emma the Cheese and Miss Klaus have also given me instructions, so I will do them as well next. Yeah, Klaus Lover 124. Oh, Caterpillar is saying return the eggs to the birds. Ah, that's interesting. Oh, put the gold on the fire. Okay, set the gold on fire. We're a wizard. We can cast a spell on it. All right, cast a fire spell on the gold coins and melt them. Here we go. Let's try that. I've destroyed valueless objects, says Cheesy. Congratulations. You have now completed all the achievements in the game. You may now close the window. This is really, really weird. I just don't understand it sometimes, but I think we should keep going with it just because it's so weird. Let's just keep going. I think we can carry on. It seems like we've won the game by doing that. It's really, really weird. Anyway, Emma the Cheese is saying go through the wooden door from the beginning. Miss Klaus is saying the machine has a gold button and you push it, it takes you outside. Then Caterpillar is saying return the eggs to the birds. We can still do that. After destroying the gold, cast a spell to revive all the gold and take it back again, says Vamsnake. All right, so I'm going through in order and we'll just see what we can do. Anyway, yeah, Klaus Lover, it seems like you won the you won the game. You finished the game, but we'll carry on with it anyway. So Emma the Cheese says go through the wooden door from the beginning. So let's do that. Walk back to the entrance to the ruins and go through the wooden door. You walk back to the entrance to the ruins and go through the wooden door. I've left the ruins. He's kind of like Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons. He just sort of just dictates, like narrates what's going on as it happens. Okay, so go back to the entrance. I think. Hang on, let me catch up with these requests. So we are now actually outside. It seems like it's decided that we're outside. So Miss Klaus's one is done. So Caterpillar says, return the eggs to the birds. All right, so we're outside now, right? So those 2 gold eggs we've got. Search the forest for the bird that laid the 2 gold eggs. Here we go. We're going to try and do this. You can literally just tell it anything and it will try and understand what you're saying and react to it. You search the forest for the bird that laid the 2 gold eggs. I've gone bird watching. You see a strange bird in the distance. It looks like it is made of gold. I think Caterpillar, we might have actually found the bird. Let me see. So return the eggs to the bird. So we'll do, that's what you wanted to do, not just find it. All right, so we'll do give the 2 golden eggs back to the golden bird. There we go. What is the meaning of life, you would ask? Who would you ask, though, Noise Chant? You need to do something in the game, so you would have to, like... You could like... I don't know, pray to the gods of this medieval fantasy world and ask them. Okay, I've returned what was stolen from the golden bird. The golden bird is very happy. It gives you a big hug and then flies away. You never did find out where it came from. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Seems like we shoot the bird after returning the eggs. Oh, that's really mean. All right, well, okay, we're not going to go with getting the gold back again. I'm refunding the points for that. But I'm going to do this, shoot the bird after returning the eggs. I got to do it. All right, so we've got a magic staff, right? Maybe we can shoot a lightning bolt from the staff and hit the bird. Fire a light. Let's just make it sure it understands what we mean. Fire a magic lightning bolt from the staff at the bird as it flies away. It's nice we got a hug from the bird though. The bird falls from the sky and lands at your feet. It's dead. I've killed a golden bird. All right, great. It's so weird. Well, the last time I played this, my character didn't keep sort of saying everything that happened as it happened. It's really weird. Okay, so we're now in the forest, basically. The golden bird is dead at our feet. Let's see. So Primordia says, throw the bird an extravagant funeral. And then Emma wants to resurrect the bird. Okay, so we're going to do the funeral first. Okay. So let's say hold an extravagant funeral for the golden bird. Should we say and invite all its friends? You hold an extravagant funeral for the golden bird and invite all its friends. I've organized a funeral. You walk away from the funeral. You are now ready to find the next adventure. That's weird. I thought it would actually let us do something there. Okay, so Emma the Cheese says use a spell to resurrect the golden bird. So, all right. Cast a spell on the dead golden bird to resurrect it. Yeah, this is Klaus Lover, this is like one of the weirdest games I've ever played. And sometimes it just literally doesn't work. Right, you cast a spell on the dead golden bird to resurrect it. I brought a creature back from the dead. The bird flaps its wings and takes off into the sky. Okay, that's all that bird seems to want to do is just fly away. Oh. Okay. So Vamsnake says after the bird resurrected, the golden eagle saw it far away and came to hunt it and kill it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to story. What happens next? A golden eagle sees the golden bird and attacks it. Let's say that and see what happens. The golden bird falls from the sky and lands at your feet. It's dead again. You pick up the dead golden bird and hold another funeral for it. I've organized another funeral, says Cheesy, the wizard. All right, I think we got to get away. We need someone to be creative and get us out of this weird funeral, this poor bird. I think we should let it Let's bury it. Let's bury the bird. Let's say dig a grave for the dead golden bird and bury it. Oh yeah, Vam Snake is saying huh? Oh, I clicked that as story. I need it to be on do. I've dug a grave. Go back inside the cabin and see if there is anything else you can do. You are now ready for the next adventure. I think it got confused because I had this thing on story and not do. Okay, whatever that meant. Vam Snake, yeah, let's move on. I'm just refunding you that because it's not a thing, so we will move on. Let's say wander through the forest. Remember, we were here in those ruins originally looking for that spell book, but we've ignored. We've decided that's over now. Let's say wander through the forest looking for an adventure. You wander through the forest looking for an adventure. I'm following a path through the woods. You find an old bridge over a dry creek bed. You walk across it and examine the woods around you. Oh, here we go. So Miss Klaus says, in the distance you see a large house with a moat. Ah, okay. So let's see. Let's see a large house with a moat in the distance. Let's see what happens if we type this. Everyone's grieving for the bird. I'm looking at a house. Oh, there are people on the balconies watching you. You feel like you are being watched. Yeah, no wonder. So what do we do next? It's a large house with a moat around it, and there's people on the balconies up there watching us. Oh, here we go. This is good. Emma's had a good idea. Oh, Vam Snake. Vam Snake just goes for like the most destructive choice ever. All right, so Emma the Cheese says you cast an invisibility spell and approach the house. Let's do that first. So cast an invisibility spell on myself and approach the house. Vam Snake, the auto moderator, wants me in the mods to decide whether we allow or deny your request because it thinks you're calling for someone's house to be burned down in real life or something. I'm gonna allow it because I know you're talking about the game. Right. Hang on. So what happened? You cast an invisibility spell on yourself and approach the house. I'm invisible. You look around and see a sign that says "Danger! Keep out! Toxic waste facility." That's weird. So let's see what we got to do. Vam Snake, if I do this one last crazy thing from you, do you promise you won't just constantly try and destroy everything and kill things? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set the house on fire. Nice. Oh, we got loads of requests coming in. Ah, I see. All right. So firstly, we've got to set the house on fire. Also, we've got to throw eggs at the people. And, right, we can do all this. We just got to be clever about it. So, Vam Snake wants to set the house on fire, right? With gasoline, I guess. Klaus Lover 124 wants to throw eggs at the people. And Miss Klaus wants to find that spell book that we were looking for at the start of the game inside the house. So we can do all of that, right? Let's try and do it all in one go. So if I mark all of these as complete, Let's just do it. So we're invisible, right? So throw some eggs at the people on the balcony and then sneak into the house and find the... Wait, what did it call it? Do you think it will remember? Can we still see it? Yeah, we can see the whole thing up here. You've come here searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. So if we say and find the Book of Essence inside the house, take the book, sneak out of the house and set it on fire with gasoline. Let's give it all of that to do in one go. See if it works. And yeah, Emma Vam Snake is the villain in this game, yeah. Yeah, we're doing your request last, Vam Snake. So it's thinking hard about this. You throw some eggs. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You throw some eggs at the people on the balcony and then sneak into the house and find the Book of Essence inside the house. Then it just says take the book, sneak out of the house and set it on fire with gasoline. All right. So let's just say like watch the burning house from a distance. Let's try that just to give it some ideas. You watch the burning house from a distance. I'm watching the house burn. You see the book lying on the floor of the burning house. See, this is why it's a bit weird, because it just does stuff like this where haven't we taken the book already? Hang on, let's just say like read the Book of Essence. Let's see what we can learn from this magic book. Sometimes you have to kind of ignore some stuff that it says. You read the Book of Essence. I can't wait to use what I learned in the book. It doesn't tell us what we learned though. Okay, but basically we finished that little adventure with the house. It doesn't say anything about what the people are doing. So chat, you can I'm going to hang on for a minute and let you tell me what you want me to do. Anyway, how's everyone's day been? I was very busy today with work, and then I had to rush to start the stream, and that's why I was so late, because I was setting up this, just making sure like all these, it's like doing the Fallout 4 tournament. I set up like the poll and everything, and I needed to make sure it was all going to work. So Vamsnake says, can it say what we learned from the book? Let's say like what do you do? Think about what I learned from the book. Let's try that, Vamsnake. I can't wait to see what I learned in the book. You walk away from the burning house in the distance. It's just not telling us. It's just not, it doesn't want to tell us what we learned. But anyway, someone's redeemed something. Let's see. Check what the people are doing, says Klauslover124. Yeah, let's do that. And then I see Vamsnake has said, let's move into the forest and find some animals to hunt. We'll do that next. So let's see. Check what the people from the house are doing. Let's say check what the people from the burning house are doing. That makes sense, doesn't it? I'm watching a house burn. The house continues to burn. You see 3 people approach it. Oh, all right, let's watch to see what they do. Watch the 3 people and wait to see what they do. Why? I don't know why I keep saying stuff. All right, the three people are now standing in front of the burning house. All right, keep watching them, and we want it to kind of do something, don't we? Oh, okay. Well, we can just leave them. Vam Snake wants to hunt animals, and Emma the Cheese wants to say, read out a spell from the last page of the Book of Essence under the heading Danger, do not use spell. Let's try it, yeah. All right, so we will do both of those things. So Vam Snake said go hunting first, so let's do that. So let's say leave the people in front of the house and go into the forest to hunt animals. Call RSPCA, yeah. You leave the people in front of the house. Oh, sorry. And go into the forest to hunt animals. I'm in a forest. You walk around and find some animal tracks. Okay, we got some animal tracks, but before we follow the animal tracks, let's do what Emma the Cheese said. So I'm just going to copy and paste what you typed into the game and see what it does. Here we go. Let's make it correctly formatted. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find out. Read out a spell from the last page of the Book of Essence under the heading Danger, do not use spell. All right. I found a page in the book that I shouldn't read. Ugh, this is really weird. All right, so let's say wait to see what the spell does. Oh, you wait to see what the spell does. You hear screaming in the distance. I'm hearing screams in the distance. Okay. Should we go and investigate the screams? Vam Snake is again redeeming find a big python and hunt it, so we can still do that a bit later. I want to investigate the screaming because that's what the game has thrown up for us. So let's do that. Run. Let's say run towards where the screaming is coming from, and find. Just do that. Okay, that's what Vam Snake said to do as well. So that's fine. Yep. Okay, you run through the forest and see a large mansion. You see people running out of it in a panic. All right. So sorry, Emma, the spell just didn't do anything, unfortunately. So we got a large mansion with people running out of it in a panic. I'm going to refund your Python thing, Vam Snake, and we can come back to it later, so you won't lose the points. Okay, Klaus Lover 124 says, ask someone why they're screaming. Ask one of the people why they are screaming. Maybe someone set that house on fire too, says Emma, yeah. I'm speaking with a fleeing servant. Maybe this is what we're thinking in our head or something, all these weird things coming up. The servant screams that there is a murderer in the house and that you need to do something about it. All right, now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere now. So, hang on. Okay. There's a murderer in the house. We need to do something about it. What shall we do? Too busy screaming to answer, says Noise Chant. Cluedo time, says Emma. Yeah, it's like Cluedo. Or the film Clue that we were talking about in the Discord. If you want to join our Discord, you can type !Discord in the chat, and it will give you a link that you can click. Okay, so Miss Klaus says a large lizard comes running out. So, but first, Klaus Lover 124 says murder the murderer. All right, we got to do that first because that's what happened first. So, and then we'll do Miss Klaus's thing. So, let's say run inside the house and find the murderer. Okay. Colonel Mustard in the burning house with the dead bird, says Noise Chant. I'm in a large mansion. You run through the mansion and see a man holding a bloody knife. He looks at you and screams, Rebecca! That's weird. So, Klaus Lover said kill him. Alright, we're just going to try and kill him. Shall we cast a lightning bolt from the staff again, like how we killed the bird? Fire a lightning bolt. Fire a lightning bolt from the magic staff at the man. Let's see what happens. Do it with a lightning bolt. Klaus Lover says yes. Let's do it. I want to know who Rebecca is, though. Have we got any Rebeccas in chat? I can't remember. You fire a lightning bolt from the magic staff at the man. The man screams as his skin burns and boils. Oh, yes, Emma, that's a good idea. So we'll come back to the giant lizard soon. Emma the Cheese says, listen closely to hear the dying man's final words. Let's type that exactly. Vamsnake is... Yeah, let's do that, Vamsnake, definitely. But I think that Catapile says, I think this turned into the originals for a moment. So you listen closely to hear the dying man's final words. I'm listening to the dying man's final words, but then it doesn't tell us. Hang on. Well, maybe we've got to ask him. Let's say, should we say who? Should we say what are your last words? Catapile. Oh yeah, I knew that. Your name is Rebecca. What are your last words? Let's say it. What are your last words? Oh, and hang on. We got another request coming in as well. Let's see. RizV2 wants to ask the man who he works for. Oh, okay. What are your last words? I'm speaking to the dying man. The dying man looks at you and wheezes, she was my sister. He must mean Rebecca was his sister. Oh, okay. So, he's not dead yet, so we can't do Vamsnake's one. But RizV2, you're saying, who do you work for? Ask the man who he works for. Okay. So, who do you work for? Yeah, maybe we can find out why he murdered someone. Yeah, Vamsnake, no wonder if you've been playing Mortal Kombat, yeah. The dying man looks at you and spits out blood. Azor, Azor, Azor. He works for someone called Azor. That sounds really weird. Is Azor like some kind of evil god or something? I'm going to ask who Azor is. Say, who is Azor? Hey, hang on. Doesn't doesn't Joseph in the originals shout Rebecca at one point or something? Isn't that a thing that happens in the? Is that why you're saying it's like the originals? Because this guy shouted Rebecca. I just realised that. That's really funny. I'll have to tell him about this. Right, so he just keeps repeating. Like, I ask him who is Azor, and he just says Azor's name again 3 times. Ask where we can find Azor, and then let's find him after this. So, hang on. Okay, so Vamsnake. Let's. If you want to do that, I'm going to cancel your first request and do your second request. So Vamsnake says, ask where we can find him, and then find him. And oh, sorry, I thought I missed that one. And Emma the Cheese says you pick up the Book of Essence and look for information on Azor. Yeah. All right, so let's ask the man first, and then we'll use the book. Where can I find Azor? Where can I find this Azor of whom you speak? So Catapult says one of the big things for the originals that people love is Klaus yelling Rebecca. People ask Joseph to yell it all the time, right? So where can I find this Azor of whom you speak? We've decided that's how Cheesy speaks, the wizard. The dying man looks at you and spits out blood. He doesn't seem to want to give up the information. All right. So Emma the Cheese said, pick up the Book of Essence and look for information on Azor. Let's see. Let's try that. Pick up the Book of Essence and let's say like search it for information on Azor. This guy's just still dying because of what we did to him. His skin is all boiled and burned. So, oh, hang on, I did that as story. Wait, we want to do, right? Let's just see if we can do that. Because nothing seems to have happened, right? Okay, you pick up the book and search it for information on Azor. I'm holding the Book of Essence. It doesn't seem to, like, sometimes it just doesn't play ball with you, and you seem to hit a brick wall with it. So what were the other requests we had? We still got the lizard. Mia Dan says find a dragon to help you. That sounds good. So shall we go outside? This is what we'll do. We'll go outside. After we go outside, a large lizard is going to come running out of the house because that's what Miss Klaus requested. And then next we will find a dragon to help us find Azor. So that's what we will do. What shall we do with the man? Shall we put him out of his misery? Shall I just try typing that? Put the man out of his misery and see if it knows what I mean. Emma the Cheese says this story is amazing. It is, isn't it? It's bizarre. We've done so much stuff in this story. I'm going to remind me, when we finish this one, I'm going to copy and paste all the text. Or I think it saves them, actually. I don't know. I'll do it anyway. I'll copy and paste the text so that we've got it. I'll make a channel in the Discord for AI Dungeon, and I'll paste the story into it. Because we can do another story tonight. If we get bored of this one, we can move on to something else, a different AI Dungeon story, maybe even in a different setting. So you put the man out of his misery. I'm facing the man who was once your friend. You raise your, I don't know what that means. You raise your hands and send a lightning bolt into his head, killing him instantly. Wow, that is crazy. Emma the Cheese says, I like how it remembered to use a lightning bolt. Yeah, so it does learn some things. We got another evil request from Vamsnake. Hang on. So, skin the man alive. Well, he's dead now. So we can't do that. I'm rejecting that one. And his body is already burned anyway. I'm not going to skin him as well, just to make it even weirder. All right, so now we've got to go outside. A large lizard is going to come running out, and then we are going to find a dragon to help us with this. So let's see. Okay, so the guy's dead. We don't know who Rebecca was because he wouldn't tell us, but he did tell us that he works for Azor. So let's say leave the house. It was a mansion, wasn't it? Leave the mansion, and oh, let's leave the mansion and tell the people outside that I killed the murderer. The murderer. There we go. And then the lizard is going to come running out. We can do that. Don't worry. Okay, I'm facing a crowd of people. You leave the mansion and tell the people outside that you killed the murderer. You walk outside and see a crowd of people, including guards, in front of the mansion. Oh, let's say I killed the murderer. You are all safe now. Let's do this. Then we'll carry on with the requests. I'm speaking to the crowd of people. You say it. Oh, okay. They haven't reacted, so that's fine. So now let's story. What happens next? Hang on, let me just check the requests. So a large lizard comes running out of the house. And Miss Klaus is also saying, as the lizard runs out, a wizard turns it into a large dragon that is a companion. So there we get a dragon to help us. And Mia Dan's one is redeemed as well. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to get a dragon companion now. So let's say I've got the story mode on now. So this is going to direct the game. Do we want to do anything positive in this story, says Noise Chant. Okay, so a large lizard comes running out of the mansion, and a wizard in the crowd turns the lizard into a dragon. The dragon needs to join us, doesn't it? Hi, Signora Pavlova. How are you? Hope you're well. We're playing a really weird, bizarre game because my hard drive failed and I lost my Steam library. So temporarily, until I install this new hard drive, I'm playing a web browser game. It's called AI Dungeon, and it runs on the internet, and it generates a story, and you tell it what you want to do, like an old text adventure. Okay, so here we go. Oh, wait. A large lizard comes running out of the mansion, and a wizard in the crowd turns the lizard into a dragon. You fire a lightning bolt at the dragon, turning it back into a lizard. The lizard hisses and crawls back into the mansion. The guards drag you inside the mansion. So it did a load of stuff that it made us do things as well. I didn't know it would do that. All right, this is bizarre. Yeah, really weird. So yeah, thanks, Signora Pavlova. It will be all right. Luckily, I didn't lose any work. I was able. I back up. I work from home and I back up everything at the end of every day as soon as I finish working. So I had just done that, and then an hour later the hard drive crashed, and I can't get any data off it at the moment. Okay, so Emma the Cheese is. Thanks so much for your suggestions, Emma. You're really helping us all out tonight. Everyone should appreciate Emma the Cheese in this stream, because she's really coming up with some good ideas. So she says, you ask the guard if they've heard of Azor. Do you think it's Azor or Azor? Azor sounds more evil. Okay, so ask the guards if they have heard of Azor. Because if we do things like this, right, if we remember stuff that has happened so far and we reference it and we follow these kind of plot threads, I think it's more likely to sort of it's more likely to make sense and be an actual story or adventure. Vamsnake, I can't do that one because we've been dragged inside the mansion by the guards. Refund your points there. I'm speaking to the guards. The guards look at each other and then one answers, "We have heard of a man by that name." So now I can switch to say. I'll say, who is he and where does he live? Hang on, actually, the murderer in the mansion worked for him. Let's say that. The murderer in the mansion worked for him. Oh yeah, Vamsnake, it said we were already dead. It said we were dead or something. I just kind of ignored that bit. So the guards look at each other and one says, "We can take it from here." Let's say, "Wait, who is Azor and where does he live?" The guards are all, I can imagine the guards, they're all like holding their like spears or something. They're like, "We can take it from here. Leave it to us." Okay, wait, who is Azor and where does he live? Let's say. I'm speaking to the guards. That's weird. It's not doing it. It's not. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Let's say ask the guards who Azor is and where I can find him. This is weird. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it does this. All right, wait. Let's say, instead of asking them, let's say get more information on Azor from the guards. Let's see if that works. Oh, Catapile, you just redeemed something. Hold a seance and see if there are ghosts. Let's do that. That's exactly the kind of thing you can do in this game, and something weird will happen. Oh, here we go. So I'm speaking to the guards. The guards tell you that they had problems with a man named Azor for many years. Let's say, would you like... We will do that, Catapile, don't worry. We'll have the seance. Let's say, would you like me to kill... Would you like me to find and kill Azor? Oh, and Timebound says ask them why they've had problems. We'll do that. We will do that. The guards look at each other. So we say, would you like me to find and kill Azor? Guards look at each other and say, he would probably pay you, yes. So let's say... Oh, so let's say, why have you had problems with Azor? That's Timebound's suggestion. Yeah, Emma, Azor would pay you to kill Azor. It's weird. Signora Pavlova asks who would pay me. Let's do that. So, why have you had problems with Azor? The guards look at each other and then one says he works for the government. That's weird. So Timebound and Signora Pavlova are both. Let's say, hang on. Ask them how much they will pay, says Vamsnake. Yeah. Okay, let's do all of that. So, let's say who would pay me to kill Azor, and how much would I be paid? Typebound says, tell them prove it. Hang on a second, we'll get to that. Maybe Azor is the president. Yeah. You say who would pay me to kill Azor and how much would I be paid? But again, it's just sort of ignored that. All right. Let's say find out if ask the guards if there is a reward for killing Azor. We've got a story now, though. We've got a proper quest to do, finding Azor and killing him. So the guards look at each other, and then one says, I think it would be 500 gold pieces. That's good. All right. Hang on. Let's see. So Senora Pavlova says, who would pay me? Let's ask them that. We've done what Vamsnake asked. Klaus Lover, Timebound says, tell them prove it. I don't think, do we need, prove what? I'm going to refund that and you can tell me. Klaus Lover says, use a locator spell to find out where Azor is. And so first I have to ask who would pay me. Ask the guards who will pay me to kill Azor. LOL Cameron, thanks so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. We've had 2 Twitch Prime subscriptions tonight. That's really good. Thanks a lot for that. I really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe with Twitch Prime, you just have to be an Amazon Prime customer already, and then you can basically get all the benefits of paying for a subscription that normally costs £5 or maybe $6 if you're in the US, and you get access to emotes and things. So thanks for that. So who will pay you to kill Azor, we ask? His boss, the government. Okay, the government will pay us 500 gold pieces if we kill Azor. All right. So Timebound says, find out proof that Azor is part of the government. Okay, I'll ask them that, and then we will use a locator spell to find out where Azor is, because that's what Klaus Slover 124 suggested. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, Catapile just got timed out for spamming symbols. Sorry about that. I'm sure it wasn't. Oh, Twitch is $5. Okay, so the cost of a subscription is different whether you're in the US or the UK. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So, do you have proof? Oh, let's say. I'm interested to find out, like, who this bad guy Azor is. The guards look at each other, and then one says he has a badge. That proves he works for the government. Oh well, that's it. That's it then. All right. So, and Senora Pavlova wants to ask, does Azor have any powers to consider? We'll ask that, and then we're going to use the locator spell. Okay. Does Azor have any special powers that I should know about? Let's do that. Oh, you got timed out for saying the price of Twitch in dollars. That's weird. So $1 symbol got you timed out. I'm going to have to turn that off to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. He can turn into a lizard, one of them says. What is it about lizards with this adventure? All right, so we'll use the locator spell now. So that's Well, yeah, that's very interesting. All right. Let's, what did, time bound, I'm going to do, I'm going to use the locator spell first. So, we've got to cast a locator spell to find, and wait, let's say cast a locator spell and discover where Azor is. I was going to say to discover where he is, but if you say that, it might not actually tell you. Something might go wrong halfway through. Okay, did that work? Oh, I was on story. Okay, so do cast a locator spell and discover where Azor is. What if Azor is good and the government is manipulating you to do evil things? Yeah, it could be. Reptilian government, they're all shape-shifting reptilians. So you cast the spell and discover that Azor is at the tower. Call in the favor from your old friend Gwen. Cast a lightning bolt at the tower. Is it telling us to do that? That's weird. Well, let's see what you guys have told me to do. Ask what Azor did to you. Hang on. I think we've left the guards, so I'm going to refund that. So Emma the Cheese says, as you leave the mansion, you see a lone horse in the distance and walk up to it. Let's do that. We're leaving the guards now. I'm not going to carry on the conversation with the guards anymore because we'll get stuck there forever otherwise. Sometimes they don't even answer the questions. So let's do that. So I'm going to paste that into the story command. As you leave the mansion, you see a lone horse in the distance and walk up to it. I hope that's how the story command works anyway. Oh, hi, Flamingo Josie. So we've walked up to the horse. You find a note in the pocket of the saddle. It reads, I have taken the princess to my tower as I told you I would in my letter to you. Come and get her if you dare. It must be from Azor, because Azor is in the tower, right? That's what the spell told us. So Azor has kidnapped the princess. He's some kind of evil government agent or something who has his own plans for maybe taking over the kingdom or something like that. So he's kidnapped the princess and taken her to his tower. Right, come and get her if you dare. Well, that's what we got to do then. X Demelza says, I just went to the mystery game online. Have you played the mystery one? Oh, on here. I have before, and I was a spy. It was really weird. I did that, and I was like a spy living in New York or something. It was really interesting. So we can finish this soon. Shall we? What time is it? It's 10 to 10. I'm up for playing for quite a while longer, but we could. Could Rebecca be the princess? Says Primordia. Maybe she is. Yeah. Yeah. I see. That's interesting. Flamingo Josie is back with her crazy suggestions. She says dab 3 times. Let's do it. Let's see if it knows what that means. So anyway, we're definitely gonna go and try and rescue the princess from Azor. Firstly, we will dab 3 times before we set off on the horse. You dab 3 times. Oh. You look around, but you're still in the forest. You see a man in front of you and you feel like you should help him. You decide to help the man. We're getting sidetracked again before we go and find Azor. All right, I just want to take a quick break for like 5 minutes, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to leave you here, and you can you can queue up some requests for us to do if you want. So we're going to help the man, right? I don't think I need to pause this game. It just waits for your next command. So we'll leave it up on screen. Anyway, so I'm going to go to my brand new holding screen. My back one moment please, back soon, back in a bloody minute screen. And you're gonna love it. It's a whole new thing. But for now, just remember, right? If you can remember this for 5 minutes, we found a note in the saddle of this horse, and it says, "I've taken the princess to my tower as I told you I would in my letter to you. Come and get her if you dare." We think it's Azor who's kidnapped the princess. So when we did that, we dabbed 3 times. Then we looked around, and now there's a man in front of us, and we feel like we should help him. So that is what is up next. So firstly, before we go and rescue the princess, Senora Pavlova says eat a snack and gain powers. Let's just try that and see what it says. Firstly, eat a snack and gain powers. I won't say anything more than that. Oh, good. I'm glad people like this. Yeah, I was a bit worried. I didn't know if it would just go down like a lead balloon or if people would really like it. You eat a snack and gain powers. You wake up and see that the man is gone. You also have a splitting headache. Is that the powers we gained from eating the snack? We just got a headache from it. That's weird. Yeah, ex Demelza, this thing is really good, isn't it? It's just bizarre. It's good that it's free as well. A voice calls out, "Have you chosen a path?" Should we tell the voice to bugger off? Let's do that. Let's tell the voice to bugger off. Let's just say, and so the voice says, "Have you chosen a path?" And we'll say, "No, bugger off." Let's see what happens. You say bugger off. I'm talking to the voice. Sometimes that happens. Just basically it ignores it. All right, it's not perfect. So the man is gone, so we can't do Emma's suggestion. Flamingo Josie's one says ask Tom to sing every time he burps. That doesn't make sense because it's not a command for Cheesy the Wizard in the game. So I'm refunding your points for that. So Miss Klaus says you cast a cloaking spell and go inside the tower and rescue the princess. All right, let's do that. Cast a... Should we say an invisibility spell because we've used it before and it will probably know what we mean. Cast an invisibility spell and... Oh wait, we got to get to the tower first, haven't we? Shall we go to the tower and then we'll do it. So let's say ride the horse to the tower. Oh, well, happy birthday to your daughter, Queen Tigress. Is it tomorrow? Okay, you ride for about an hour. When you finally get to the tower, you have a strange feeling of dread. Now we can cast the invisibility spell. And sneak into the tower to rescue the princess. Maybe the princess is Rebecca. I don't know. I'm sneaking, you say. You sneak up to the tower and try the door. It's locked. Oh, hi, Mad Irishman. It's going really well. It's just bizarre. So basically, the story so far, I'll give you the really short version of it. Is we're a wizard called Cheesy. We we found a man who was a murderer who had just killed someone. He had a bloody knife. He shouted the name Rebecca, and then we zapped him with a lightning bolt, which burned him. And as he died, we asked him who he worked for, and he said Azor. So we asked him who Azor was, but then he just died. Oh no, we killed him. We actually zapped him with a lightning bolt in his head and killed him. And so we found out that there's this guy called Azor. We spoke to some of the guards, the town guards or something, and they told us they'd been having trouble with a man called Azor for many years, and that there was a reward for killing him of 500 gold pieces. So then we found out, we found a note written to us from Azor saying that he'd kidnapped the princess and he'd taken her to the tower. So we've now arrived at the tower to rescue her. That's what's happened. Oh, your daughter is 2, Queen Tigress. Wow. My niece just turned 2. And she's really nice and funny. But she lives in the US. So we don't get to see her enough, especially not at the moment with COVID. All right. Flamingo Josie, your suggestions are crazy. Your latest one would end the game right there. You want Shrek to come into the story and start ranting about onions, and then you want us to... We haven't even got into the tower yet. I'm going to hold that till the end, and then that can be how it ends, right? So Emma the Cheese says knock on the door. Okay, let's do that. Exdemelza, my brother Alex, I think he has played this back when it first came out and we discovered it, which was like Christmas last year, or it might have been Christmas the year before. I'm glad you could come back and join us again, Mad Irishman. So, okay, you knock on the door of the tower. The door opens and a hideous creature looks at you. It is some sort of monstrous creature. Oh, hello. Emma the Cheese says it's Shrek. So, Noise Chant, you just redeemed that now. Have you chosen a path? Is your video really delayed or something, Noise Chant? I don't know. Well, we've kind of done that anyway. Let's say we've redeemed that. Right, so what should we do with this creature, chat? Monstrous polite, yeah. Oh no, you mean... Oh, Joseph Morgan is my cousin. Yeah, he's not my brother. But I do play a co-op game on here on the stream once a week with my brother. So I thought you meant him. You find out the monster is Susan Boyle and have a sing-off. You haven't... Josie, you haven't redeemed that as a reward. So I'm not going to go for that one unless you redeem it. Oh, has Joseph played this? He has actually. A while ago, he tried it out, not on his stream, but when I found out about it, he did play it once. I can't remember what happened to him. Oh, Hides His Eyes is here. That's Alex, my brother. Yeah, a bit harsh on old Suvo, says Hides His Eyes. Flamingo Josie is really harsh. Oh, the text is really small for you on mod view, right? I've made the text in the game as big as I could, without it kind of not fitting on the screen at one time. But I have enlarged the text bigger than it normally is. Right. So let's ask the monster. Ask the creature who it is. You ask the creature who it is. I'm asking who you are. This is weird, isn't it? It doesn't always work. Let's say, who are you? The creature replies, I am Gertrude. Oh, this is really weird. It's called Gertrude. So it's not Susan Boyle, it's Gertrude. That's bizarre. All right, so Gertrude is greeting us at the door. Would you like some tea? All right, all right, Flamingo Josie, I'm going to ask Gertrude if she wants some tea. Let's say, would you like to have some tea, Gertrude? We are a wizard, so maybe we can cast a tea spell. You say, would you like to have some tea, Gertrude? See, but Gertrude just ignores us. Quite often saying stuff in this doesn't actually do anything, even though you're having a conversation. Okay, let's see. What are people saying? I don't know what Miss Klaus's one means, so I'm going to refund it. We know that her name is Gertrude. Emma the Cheese says, cast a spell on Gertrude to change her back into her human form. Yes, that's a good idea. All right, so cast a spell on Gertrude and change her back into human form. Huh? What's this? Next quest. Find a magical spellbook called the Book of Essence. We already found it. And I've never seen this pop up before. That's really weird. Hang on, look! The hideous creature turns into a beautiful woman. You have just saved the princess. So that's Princess Gertrude. That's great. That is great. We've saved the princess, but we haven't killed Azor yet. We still need to kill Azor. Flamingo Josie says, tell Gertrude there is a sale on and she should leave the area. So Catapile says, if she is Gertrude, then who is Rebecca? Right, okay. Let's tell her there's a sale on and she should leave the area. So tell the princess there is a sale. There's a sale happening and she should leave the area. I don't think we'll ever find out who Rebecca is because we just killed that man without asking her. Let's see what happens. It's really thinking about it. You tell the princess there is a sale happening and she should leave the area. Oh, see that sometimes it just doesn't really do anything. All right, let's just say put the princess on the horse and send her back and send her home. Put the princess on the horse and send her home. There we go. We'll do that. Oh, Vamsnake, I'm sure you have good plans for Azor and what's going to happen to him. We need to get Azor, don't we? At least the princess opened the door. Let's see. The princess is placed on the horse. You turn to leave, but are stopped by the princess. Let's say, I need to kill Azor. And Flamingo Josie, don't worry, we're saving your thing about Shrek till the end. Hang on, this says I'm telling Gwen that I need to kill Azor. Why do you need to kill Azor? I thought this was the Princess Gertrude, not Gwen. This is really, really bizarre. I've been hired to rescue you and kill Azor for 500 gold pieces. That's what happened, isn't it? These conversations don't tend to work. Let's just leave it. So Klauslover124 says, use a spell to teleport to Azul. And Flamingo Josie says, tell Gertrude to be the bait. She must send a parchment to Azor, telling him to meet her right away. Let's do that, actually. Yeah, instead of teleporting. Let's see what it will do if we do that. Oh, and Catapile says, ask Azor who Rebecca is. Okay, we'll do that when we get to Azor. But first, yeah, let's try that. So tell the princess. I don't know if the princess is Gwen or Gertrude. It seems to be confused about who she is. Tell the princess to send a parchment letter to Azor, telling him to meet her here and in order to set a trap for him. We'll say that. Yeah, hides his eyes. It is a bit like that. We've signed up for a free trial of like the advanced AI version of the game, and so far I can't tell sort of what's different about it. All right, so you tell the princess to send a parchment letter to Azor, telling him to meet her here in order to set a trap for him. I'm writing a letter to Azor, she says. All right, so let's go into story mode and say the princess sends, I don't know how she sends it, sends the letter to Azor, and he comes out of the tower and stands in front of it. Let's do that. Yeah, X Demelza, the whole thing is like randomly generated by an AI each time you play it. So it's not even like there's a set of separate stories that people have written that you're playing. It's all sort of generated on the fly. So the princess sends the letter to Azor, and he comes out of the tower and stands in front of it. I'm standing in front of the tower. You approach him and say, hi, Azor, I'm here to rescue the princess. All right, we got Azor here. We've got Azor. Someone said, yeah, Catapile said, ask Azor who Rebecca is. Let's see. Ask Azor who Rebecca is. Hang on, let's say ask Azor who is Rebecca. So for anyone who missed it, there was a guy who had just killed someone with a knife, and he shouted Rebecca, and then we killed him. But he told us that he worked for Azor, basically. Hides his eyes, says we need to jib Azor. So you ask Azor, who is Rebecca? A voice booms, who is Rebecca? You look around, but there is nobody else here apart from Azor. So that's weird. It's like we were mocked or something. But Flamingo Josie has just had the best idea ever. She says you kill Azor and make a burger from his remains. Let's do that. Kill Azor. Let's say kill Azor with a lightning bolt, right? Because that's our speciality. Kill Azor with a lightning bolt spell and make a burger from his remains. Exactly, Emma. The lightning bolt could cook the burger too, yeah. Be efficient. Noise Chant thinks Azor is a demon. It sounds like that kind of name. You kill Azor with a lightning bolt spell and make a burger from his remains. I'm eating the burger now. We've eaten it. You've gained a bit of strength from the burger you made from Azor's remains. There, we've done we've done it. We've just killed him. It's done. So Flamingo Josie's other request said Shrek comes along and rants about onions. You take the princess and return to the Shire and live happily ever after. Let's put that. Hang on, I'm going to put that into the story mode, and then that's going to be the end of the adventure. We're not resurrecting Azor, okay? We're not going to just resurrect him and kill him again or something. So let's just make sure it understands what we say. Shrek arrives at the tower and rants about onions. Let's see what it says. You take the princess and return to the Shire and live happily ever after. Let's say that. It should be a movie, yeah. Hi, Emily Richards. Welcome. You've just joined us in the middle of the weirdest game that I've played on the stream. Let's see what happens. So Shrek arrives at the tower and rants about onions. You take the princess and return to the Shire and live happily ever after. Hang on. So it hasn't actually... Nothing has actually happened, though. Let's just say... Under do, let's just say live happily ever after with Shrek and the princess. You live... That's it! You have completed Shrek's Superslam. You live happily ever after with Shrek and the princess. That's it, you have completed Shrek Superslam. You've unlocked all characters for playing the tournaments and face-off mode. That's great. Well, who knew we were playing a game called Shrek Superslam? And we've finished it. That's amazing. That's really good. All right. I just can't believe it. It's just so weird.